We're reading more than just fairy corn, okay? I really just resonated with her story and her journey because it wasn't pretty. It was yucky. I love a book that allows me to process emotions. You see yourself through these characters and you see them battling their demons and overcoming the things that they struggle with. Reading fiction. As an adult, as a 27-year-old teenager, fiction books have helped me more than freaking anything. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to talk about books that specifically help me with my mental health. And I feel like the reading community, specifically like the book talk reading community and like the Bookstagram reading community, I feel like we get a bad rep. I feel like if you read romantasy or like trending books, everybody thinks we're just reading fairy corn. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not the case at all. And sometimes I'm in the mood to read something smutty. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I really wanted to talk about books that have had a specific positive effect on my mental health. Kind of want to yap with you guys. I kind of want to rant. And I also want to talk about all of the books that have had a positive effect on me. To be completely honest, unless it's a book that I just didn't like, all of these books have had a positive effect on me. So obviously you see all my books behind me. I love them and they're all near and dear to my heart. But I've had like specific ones that really have just like hit home with me and really been therapeutic to me on a very personal level. Reading fiction books can be more healing than reading a freaking nonfiction self-help book. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was a super long intro. This is going to be a yap video. This is going to be a cozy video. If you guys want to curl up with me, get a little snack. We're going to be talking about all of the books that have helped my mental health more honestly than therapy ever has, to be honest. And therapy helped me. I 10 out of 10 recommend therapy, but books were the first form of therapy that actually encouraged me to go to actual real life therapy. And now I'm currently not in therapy anymore. I'm not saying I'll never go back because I think therapy is a tool and I think you need to utilize it. I just kind of wanted to talk about why books are important to me, what books really helped me through hard times in my life, what I learned from them, and we're reading more than just fairy corn, okay? And even if I just want to read fairy corn, I'm gonna read it, okay? If you guys want to hang out with me and talk about books that help my mental health, then keep on watching. Okay, first of all, I'm kind of hot. I'm so sick of summer, I'm like over it. I made a little list because I knew I would forget. Also, I need to sit up. I love this chair, by the way, but I feel like she is so like a sinking chair. It's the perfect reading chair, but every time I'm filming, I feel like I'm about to take a nap instead of talk to you guys about some tea. So I'm sweating. Rina Blankie's gotta go. I was actually really cold and then I start talking and it's heating up in here and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm sweating. Okay, let's see what the first book on my list is. Do I know all these books on the list? Yes, absolutely. Did I make the list? Yes, absolutely. Do I remember what I put on here? No. Okay, so the first book I want to talk about is A Court of Mist and Fury. Really just ACOTAR in general. That was the first series that I read. First book was obviously ACOTAR. I picked it up in 2023. It was like fall of 2023. And it was viral all over Book Talk, and I posted it on my Snapchat story and I was like, should I read this? Just went in blind. I used to love fantasy when I was younger. Then in high school I read a little bit. I picked up ACOTAR and honestly, off the bat, it actually took me like a week to get into it because like, if you know, you know. The first ACOTAR book's kind of slow, obviously. And I didn't know what to expect. I was just like, I see this book everywhere. Like, I need to know what's going on. And the first thing that resonated with me, I know I put A Court of Mist and Fury, but the first thing that resonated with me was Reese's story. And we find out more of that in Aftermath, obviously, but I just want to include like ACOTAR in the entire series because ACOTAR reignited my love for reading. And in fall of 2023, I was literally in the worst mental space. 2023 was just a really hard, overwhelming year for me, and there were beautiful things that happened, but in October, I was just struggling really bad mentally. I was really depressed. I really had a lot of anxiety, and I just kind of hit a plateau in life where I was just like exhausted. And it's kind of hard, like if you struggle with your mental health, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, well, what's wrong specifically? I don't know. Like it doesn't come with like a paper to tell you what's wrong. So when I picked up ACOTAR, I was like, I used to love to read, like I miss that. I want to just like try new things. At this point, I had never been to therapy, had never really like prioritized anything for myself, like in life. So I started it, and off the bat, like I was into it because the story was good. Well, I get into ACOMAF, and Farah, her PTSD from Under the Mountain, Reese's story from his PTSD from Under the Mountain, like I really, really resonated firstly with Farah, because at the time I couldn't stand Nessa. I was like, this like I cannot stand her or whatever. And Farah just did everything for everybody. She never chose herself. She sacrificed herself. She was a martyr. And for me, she wasn't even the older sibling. I am an older sibling. I was just like really resonated with Farah and her journey. So I loved that part of the book. And whenever she actually, in A Court of Mist and Fury, when Moore came and rescued her from the Spring Court, I literally like burst into tears, because I was just like, something about that moment, Farah finally chose herself. And that was kind of like when I got a little inkling of like, okay, I need to like do something for myself. I need to like help myself. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So yeah, ACOMAF, besides obviously, is there smut in the book? Yes, absolutely. Do I love it? Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I feel like there's such a deeper meaning to all books. It doesn't just have to be fantasy. I have several books I'm going to talk about that are literally not even fantasy, but Farah's story just really resonated with me. And I feel like Farah's like an underrated character. Farah was the first character that like I truly, truly resonated with, and I just really, really felt for her. Like I really felt for her, and she inspired me. She went after what she wanted. She chose herself. She found strength in herself, and I just absolutely loved her. So yeah, ACOMAF was probably the first book that like really, really got me there, and really, really helped with my mental health, to be honest. Is there sun shining on my face? I feel like there is. The next book is A Court of Silver Flames, and I literally wanted to punch, obviously I loved all of ACOTAR. I literally wanted to punch Nesta in the face in all the other books, and once we got to know Nesta and we got to see all of her trauma and that she just bottled everything up, I feel like for me, I really resonated with Nesta because of her self-hatred problems, and I feel like it was so therapeutic to watch Nesta overcome her assault and want to be better. And to be honest, like even though she put off that front, she was okay with being the bad guy, and it was a form of deflecting, to be completely honest, and suppression. And Nesta's story, The Stairs, if you know, you know, like I remember sobbing reading her book and just thinking, oh my god, metaphorically speaking, I feel like mentally I have climbed so many stairs and like a bitch is tired, you know what I mean? And when you're dealing with a bad mental health period, it's very, very hard to see an end. Trigger warning here, I'm gonna talk about things that are sensitive, but very easy to think that there's no way out, and that the only way out of certain things is a permanent decision for a temporary problem. Unless you've been through those kind of dark thoughts, it's kind of hard to sympathize for or understand. And if you have experienced those thoughts, you know, if you've experienced suicidal thoughts, if you've experienced suicidal ideation, it's dark. It literally feels like there's no way out. You isolate, you know, you stay away from the people you love or that you know love you. And yeah, it's exactly how Nesta's story was. You know what I mean? You hurt others to distract from your hurt, and it doesn't make it right. Hurt people don't always hurt people. And not that I'm exactly like Nesta, but I really just resonated with her story and resonated with her journey, because it wasn't pretty. It was yucky, and we were like ready to beat Nesta's ass, you know what I mean? But it was necessary. The outcome was beautiful, and she's a badass, and she's inspiring. Nesta's book literally inspired me to go to talk therapy, because I had so many feelings and I didn't even at that point know what the root of it was, and therapy really helped me talk through those emotions and figure out what the actual root of the problem was so that I could like fix it, which is amazing, and that's why I think therapy is like an amazing tool. However, I did not stop reading. Okay, babe, I did not stop reading. I was like, oh, we're in there like swimwear, babe. Like, absolutely we are. And I just will forever be grateful to ACOTAR, to Sarah J. Maas, to freaking Nesta. Like, it makes me so happy to talk about it now, because like obviously I have bad mental health days, and like when I'm in my luteal phase and I'm PMSing, baby, I got real bad ones. But reading is just, it's everything. Okay. The next one is going to be Kingdom of Ash. And again, I'm just getting all the Massiverse books out of here because I'm going to get to the rest in a second. But Kingdom of Ash, specifically Aelin, Ash River, Galathinius. The entire Throne of Glass series, but specifically Kingdom of Ash. Whenever they were taking a vote for Aelin to sacrifice herself or someone to close the gate in, I can't remember what the thing was called, but everybody voted against Aelin except for Rowan, and Aelin literally was like, it doesn't matter, like the vote doesn't even matter, like she was just gonna bite the bullet and be the martyr, you know what I mean, like the sacrificial lamb at that point. Aelin is everything I freaking want to be. She's a bad, you know what I mean, but it's one of those things that it was so healing because Aelin found her people, she found everybody in her found family, and she lived happily ever after, and it was amazing. But the she had to go through, God bless. I mean, just hit after hit after hit. And to be honest, Throne of Glass really inspired me in an actual physical way to like actually work out and like be a better person. And overall, just any fantasy book period, like it just makes you want to do better and be better. But yeah, Throne of Glass specifically, and Aelin, Ash River, Galathinius, and freaking Manon. Like the way Manon knew that the witch political values were so corrupt and she chose differently. She chose to help the underdog and do what was right. Like Manon, the 13, sisterhood, sacrifice. Oh my God. Like the yielding itself. Yeah, I'll never be the same. So, I mean, Kingdom of Ash is kind of like enough said, but specifically Aelin, like, oh my God, just absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. Next, the Boys of Tommen. The entire Boys of Tommen series, but the books I'm going to talk specifically about are Joey's books, Saving and Redeeming 6, and Taming 7, and Releasing 10. Oh my God, if you guys watch my Releasing 10 vlog. If you watch all my reading vlogs, I think I only did a reading vlog of reading Joey's books actually. And then on my Instagram, I showed reading Shannon's books. Like all of them have destroyed me. They're all a part of the same story and friend group, but oh my God, Joey's books, Shannon's broke my heart. Okay, obviously, like I felt so bad for Shannon. Joey's books, first of all, he's an older sibling. He's an older brother. He's a caretaker. He takes everything on his back. The way he literally did everything for his entire family, and the way that his mom never accepted him, like, truly broke me. Truly broke me. I genuinely, actually, I feel like there was a specific quote. Hold on, let me see. What hurts the most is the fact that I stayed and she still loved you more. Like, his mom never chose him. Never. Like, everything that he went through, everything that he endured, his addiction, the physical abuse, the mental abuse, he was never able to be a child. He was never able to enjoy adolescence. He was an adult from the start. I think everybody can resonate with that. I think everybody can resonate. Maybe not everybody. Maybe some people had a happy-go-lucky childhood. Not everybody. For the most part, everybody's got their shit. You know what I mean? But Joey, watching him come out of the other side after everything he has been through, oh my God, it makes me sick. Like, it literally makes me freaking sick. Like, Joey is one of, like, my soulmate characters. Like, I just feel so much for him and everything he went through and just the rejection he felt. Oh my God. Just absolutely sickening. And he would hurt Aoife to protect her. And I'm not saying that's right. Like, obviously, like, I'm not like, oh my God, these characters have done no wrong, obviously. But it's just like, oh my God. Reading Joey's story, especially if you know someone that struggled with addiction, oh my God. Aoife, I felt for Aoife, like, Joey's books just literally killed me. Absolutely freaking killed me. And yeah, I just admire him as a character. I'm like talking about all these people as if they're like real, but they're not. But yeah, Redeeming and Saving 6 specifically, like, healed me on a level I didn't know I needed. And just, sometimes I feel like I'm one of those people where it's like, if I want to be sad about something, first of all, I love being sad. Like, in a good way, not in a bad way. Like, I don't like being sad, like, in real life, but I love reading a sad book. I love a book that makes me feel. I love a book that allows me to process emotions in my life or in my past or things that have been traumatic to me or sad. It's therapeutic in a way where you see yourself through these characters and you see them battling their demons and overcoming the things that they struggle with, and even if it's not the exact freaking situation, you can empathize with them. And it's easier to empathize with a character who's fictional than yourself most of the time, at least for me. Oh my God, I never give myself grace. I feel like I do now more, but how often do we give ourselves grace? Most of the time, it's never. And how easy is it for us to defend our characters who are fictional? You know what I mean? Like, it should be the same. We should have the same love for ourselves. And Joey taught me that, you know? He never gave himself grace. He never allowed himself to chill out. You know, it's just, but he learned how to cope. He learned how to be better. He learned how to be happy. He learned how to be a kid. Like, I just can't. So good. Okay, Gibbs's book. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. Just because a person walks around and they appear to be happy all the time doesn't mean that they're not battling the worst thing you can possibly imagine. So I think that everybody needs to read The Boys of Tommen. I don't care if it's YA, it's this, it's that, it's that. I don't care. I don't care what age you are. I don't care where you're at in life. I think everybody needs to read that freaking series. It is literally like probably my favorite series. Like, I'm not kidding. It has been so healing and so important. And like Gibbs's book, you know, I think that could teach everyone that be kind. All of these books I'm talking about, honestly, but be kind, because you never know what someone's battling in private. You never know what somebody's hiding. And Releasing 10. If you guys want to know my thoughts, go watch my freaking Releasing 10 vlog. I sobbed. I never thought I'd be crying on the internet, but here we are. That book broke me. Like, that is the saddest book I've ever freaking read. Probably will ever read, but Lizzie's story, your mental health is important. Your mental health is important. It is. So anyway, not going to speak much on that. But yeah, the Boys of Tommen series. The entire Boys of Tommen series. Okay, next, Killswitch. First of all, where's the quote? Because I know the quote. Let me just read you guys the quote, because I'm not going to be able to like quote it word for word, bar for bar. It doesn't hurt though. Not at all. It actually feels kind of good, because the annoying sting of the cut is suddenly gone. Just gone, like a kill switch. Damon, this is the Devil's Night series, by the way. This is Damon's book. This is book 3? Yeah, book 3. Because there's Corrupt, Hideaway, Killswitch, and then Nightfall. So that's a dark romance series. I feel like I've talked about drama and then fantasy. So this is a dark romance series. And for everybody that's like, oh, dark romance is just smut and it's really messed up and why would you read that and blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it, number one. Number two, there is something about being saved, being seen, being accepted that I think you either get or you don't. And dark romance is not for everybody, but I think for people who have experienced any kind of trauma in their life, and maybe, you know, you haven't experienced trauma, but I think it really hits home and it is very therapeutic for people who have felt like there is no relief and no way out of certain situations. I literally could not stand Damon in the first 2 books. I thought he was hot. I was like, oh, he's so hot. Oh my God, I can't stand him. But like learning more about his story and the way he was abused mentally and physically and chose to cope with that abuse by harming himself, yet he still protected Banks. He still protected his friends. He still protected Winter. Is he a flawed character? Absolutely. I just, oh my God, it hits home. I love him so much. And I love, similar to Joey, I love a character who has no problem appearing as the bad guy and just sitting back and being like, you know what? You're at peace with it. And it's like, it's inspiring in a way. And yeah, is Damon flawed? Abso-freaking-lutely. But the hand he was dealt, oh my God, it makes me sick. Like, it literally makes me sick. And I just, Killswitch was not only like a 6-star read for me, but oh my God, it was so therapeutic in so many ways. Like, it just made me feel so seen and so heard. And, it was so healing to me. It was so healing to me. And yeah, hurt people, and Damon definitely was toxic and had some questionable moments, but the things that were done to him and how he handled it, and he still was able to have empathy and protectiveness over the people in his life that he loved. Oh my God, makes me sick. Makes me sick. The next book, God of Fury. Oh my God. Bran. the way Bran saw himself, this kind of goes into like what I was talking about with Nesta, is like this self-hatred of it all and the lack of self-acceptance. Stormy, you look like mommy baby. Like, I think we all, most of us struggle with self-love, and it's hard. It's really hard to accept yourself and to love yourself. Why is it so hard to do that? But it's easy to love and accept others. At least for me it is. Like, I have always been the kind of person that like makes excuses for the people that I love, even when they don't deserve it, because it's like, well, that's just what you do. Like, I'm very much a retired people pleaser. I'm very much someone who has let people just walk all over me and treat me not the way I deserve to be treated. And so Bran's story really freaking resonated with me because Bran never felt seen. He always was in the background. He always was keeping it cute. You know what I mean? Keeping it together for everybody. He was the perfect specimen, which he compared himself constantly to his twin sibling. And it's like the way his and Landon's relationship, oh my god, that was probably my favorite part of God of Fury 2, was him and Landon's relationship, and like the sibling aspect of that. Oh my god, it made me sick. Like, it made me so sick because it's just like the lack of communication that they had with Bran's specific trauma. Like, he didn't tell anyone. And it just makes me so sad because the time him and his sibling lost just because he wasn't open with his feelings about his sibling, like, really encouraged me on a level. I'm like, people don't know how you're thinking. They don't know how you're feeling. And you never know what somebody's going through. And so it's just like, oh my god, Bran's story, what happened to him, the way he, again, coped with that trauma. Even, like, it affected his sexuality. It affected his life, his routine. Such a control freak. Me, a control freak? Yeah, I love control. Well, I try. I'm in my healing process. I'm in my healing journey, but I'm a retired control freak, babe. Like, when you can't control things that have happened to you, or you can't control the hand you've been dealt in life, it's such an easy coping mechanism. I mean, it's not easy, but it's an easy way to think. Give yourself the illusion that you have control over everything, when in reality, the only thing you can control is yourself. You can't control the way things happen. You can't, you know, you just can't live like that. Like, it's not sustainable. And I just really resonated with the way Bran had his routine, the way he lived his life. Like, I don't know. I just, oh my god, obsessed with Bran's story. And the way Nico was patient with him, the way he showed up for him and loved him blindly and accepted him and literally drowned him with love. Like, actually. Oh my god. I ate it up, and I can't wait to reread it. I can't wait to reread the entire Legacy of God series, but specifically God of Fury. Oh my god, like, so healing. I boo-hooed so freaking hard. And Nico finding his person who balances him out. I just love when two messed up characters come together and make each other better. Like, oh my god. So that goes into the next one I want to talk about, God of Wrath, which I know that's like out of order, but I just want to talk about God of Fury. Oh my god. Jeremy and Cecily, first of all, hot. And see, here's the thing. I didn't mention the smut one time. You know what I mean? There's so many more aspects. There's so many more aspects to these books than just smut. Is there smut in probably all of them? Yeah. But, like, what I think is so important is, like, also, too, stop crucifying people for enjoying smut. Ugh. But yeah, God of Wrath, oh my gosh, the smut. But Cecily and Jeremy, they really, really resonated with me, both of them, because they were both the caretakers. They're both the responsible ones. Jeremy, he's a mafia prince. You know what I mean? A mafia heir. He has to take care of his family and do what's expected of him. And he never allows himself to be seen as weak or to be vulnerable. And so then he became obsessed with Cecily, and I'm like, Cecily, she is the friend who's got it together and is always has a stick up her butt. And like, that really resonated with me, because it's like, when you're a control freak, retired, I'm not claiming to be a control freak anymore, but when you're a control freak, it's a safety net. Like, you're safe there. And it takes courage to step outside of your comfort zone and to explore the unknown and allow yourself to let go, babe. Like, let freaking go. You know what I mean? And I just absolutely loved the way that, take away the smut side of it, because, like, yes, It's a dark romance, okay? But take the smut aside of it, like, I absolutely freaking devoured the way they came together and made each other better and were able to be vulnerable. Like, when Jeremy notices Cecily's having a panic attack and knows how to bring her out of it, hey, I'm freaking obsessed. Hey, I'm obsessed. You know what I mean? Like, are you actually joking me? It's just, it was so healing in a way. And I just, because of Cecily's trauma and Jeremy's trauma, never being able to be the child, you know what I mean? It's just, it was so, it just resonated with me so hard. And I'm actually freaking obsessed. And then God of War. Oh my God. I love love. I love romance. I think it is so healing. And if you don't like romance, I think you need to get checked. Like, I think you just need to let yourself feel, because love is the strongest thing that we have in the universe, and it can overcome all things. And I'm not gonna get like pulpit preacher up here on you, but we know. And I'm like, I love it. And I love when love overcomes all things, like specifically in God of War. Freaking Ava. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but my God. I knew. Everyone's like, oh my God, when I got to the end of the book. No. That's the last book in the Legacy of God series, and I'm like, if I know Rina, and I think I do, I know she's gonna rip our freaking hearts out. I know she's gonna rip my freaking heart out, and I know what this is, okay? I know what this is, and I'm not gonna give anything away, but that freaking book, the way Eli literally, his love helped Ava overcome the mental health problems she was having. Stunning, gorgeous, freaking beautiful, and love really can be so healing and overcome so many things that feel like there's no way out. And I just, oh my God, that book, everything. Okay, the last book I want to talk about is Zodiac Academy, and I don't really have a specific book, but just the entire series as a whole. Tori and Darius. Tori is literally me and I am her. Even though her and Darcy are twins, she's the older sister. You know what I mean? She's the older sister. She's the tough one. She's the protective one. She's the one that acts like sometimes, because she can take it. She can always take the heat, but she's always going to sacrifice herself for the people she loves. And I absolutely love it. She literally went back. I'm not even going to say. I almost said a spoiler. Anyway, the point is, I freaking love Tori. Darius. He's a soul character for me. He really resonates. I love all those characters. Literally every single one. On every single character except like the bad guys like Lionel and Lavinia. Aside from them, every single character I freaking love. But Darius, you know, being raised in an environment where he was told how his morals were supposed to be. He was told how things were going to go. He was set up here. He had privilege. He was better than all of these people. This is what was expected of him. He was entitled. And he still found a way out. He still chose what was right. And he's hot, and I'm obsessed with him. Yeah, of course. But Darius having everything on his back, the way he was protective over Xavier, oh my God. Again, older sibling, do you guys see the theme here? It just, oh my God. The way he loved Tori blindly, and again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but like, oh my God. If you know, you know if you've read Zodiac Academy, oh my God. And if you haven't, do yourself a favor and read it. And I don't want to hear any negative comments about Zodiac Academy. I don't want to hear it. Don't bring it my way. Don't bring it my way by any of these books. But oh my God, like the way Darius resisted what he knew. He knew it wasn't right. And it wasn't just because of Tori. It wasn't just because of romance. Honestly, it had to do, yes it was. It was because of love. Platonic love too. His love for the heirs that were his brothers, his found family. His love for Tori, his love for his brother, his love for his mom. His love eventually for himself, because he really had to come to a form of self-acceptance. So did Tori. Like, the whole theme. Do you guys see what I'm saying for this video? Like, oh my gosh, it's like, that's therapy right there. Like, are you actually kidding me? Oh my God. Yeah, Tori and Darius from Zodiac Academy. Freaking Seth. Freaking Darcy and Lance, but Darcy's an angel. Like, Lance. Literally the hand he was dealt, the choices that were taken away from him, like, it's so freaking good. The ultimate sacrifice, like, it's so good. Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I'm freaking obsessed. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on all my specific books. Now that I've kind of explained to you guys, all of these have a common theme. All of these books have a common theme, and they've all been therapeutic to me. And these are all, by the way, I guess I could also call these my God tier books. Like, I really would. These are literally my God tier books. Like, These books, all of them are like 6 stars. All of them. Infinity freaking stars. Because all of them have literally helped me become a better person, become more empathetic, taught me how to love myself, taught me how to stand up for what's right and what I believe in. And I feel like that's another theme that people don't talk about. I get so sick and freaking tired. It's fairy corn, it's fairy corn, it's fairy corn. First of all, if I want to read books that are straight up just smut from start to finish, no character development, even the sluttiest, skankiest books I have, I still take away something from it. You know what I mean? There's other themes to these books. And also, I'm sorry, but maybe y'all should read these books you're slandering. I don't even know why I'm getting pissed off. This is not what this video is about. But the point is that, I don't know, I just think that reading fiction as an adult, as a 27-year-old teenager, fiction books have helped me more than freaking anything. They literally encouraged me to start going to therapy, to start that first step of putting myself first, choosing myself, trying to be a better person. Also, too, the representation of fighting against evil, good versus evil, standing up for what you believe in, being a curse breaker, being a generational curse breaker. Like, I'm sorry, but every fantasy book ever that has a prophecy about how things went and then one person comes in and fixes it for the rest of humanity or the rest of the Fays or the rest of vampires or the rest of whoever, the point is, they overcome evil. They overcome their inner demons. And I'm sorry, but it's deeper than, it's fairy corn. I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm so thankful for what all of these books have taught me. And reading is so much deeper than that. Reading has taught me more about what I want in life than anything. And it's funny because it's like we live one life and everyone says, you know, to read is to live 1,000 lives. And like, that's so true. It's so freaking true. I've lived 1,000 lives in these books. And not only that, but I've applied these things to my real life. And yeah, these books are everything, and all of these books have my stamp of approval, babes. Stamp of approval. All of these are 6-star reads for me, and I recommend everybody to read these. And, you know, not all books are for everybody. I totally understand that, but this is just the way I've interpreted them, and art is subjective. I feel like we all have our own interpretation with how things speak to us, and I think it also depends on the mindset that you're in and, like, if you're receptive to it. Because I think, yeah, everybody can read a book and not have the same feelings about it afterwards. I feel like we all have different thoughts, and I think that's incredible. I think that's what makes the world very interesting. If we were all the same and all had the same thoughts, yeah, it'd be a pretty boring place. But I do get irritated when people try to boil down the books that I love just because there happen to be sex scenes in it. Also, here's what I gotta say. Some of y'all need to have sex, okay? And maybe that's like rude to say, but some of y'all need to. And it's so funny because I'll occasionally get comments where people are like, oh wow, I bet your husband loves that. You guys can't see, but my book boyfriends are framed over there. My husband loves it. My husband gets more attention, if you know what I mean, because of some of the books I read. But the point is it's just like a secure man, if you're single, if you're married, if you're in a relationship, a secure man will not be threatened by fiction. And I think if I was turning into everything that I read, I would be immortal and I would have powers. You know what I'm saying? Like, be so for real, you guys. Be so for real. But yeah, I think that concludes this video. I am so glad I sat down to make this because I feel like I just wanted to sit and talk to you guys about mental health. I wanted to talk to you guys about my favorite reads ever. I recommend all of these freaking books. And again, I just love reading. I love that it literally rescued me, and I swear it saved my life. Like, it actually did. And it made me a better person. It made me more receptive. It made me more empathetic. It made me more loving. And I just, I love reading. I love the way I connect with all of my friends that I literally wouldn't have found if it weren't for books. I'm so thankful. It's not just like how it's affected me mentally. It has brought me a community, and my community is small. If you're not following me on Bookstagram, follow me over there. That is where me and my girls, we literally, I feel so grateful and blessed that like I have so many virtual friends that I just get to share day-to-day thoughts with, and what book I'm reading at the moment, or, you know, like what's going on in your day. And it's just, books have brought me more than just entertainment. And I just am so thankful for them. I am so thankful for authors for putting their art out and allowing us to look into their minds and enjoy it. It's just, it's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me. And this was a little different, but I had fun. As always, I'll see you in my next one. Bye!